Hello guys, welcome back onto the channel. I wanted to bring a challenge that I used to do all the time off camera, of course. That was before I had a channel. And this challenge consists of me picking a car that's not suited to go against higher class cars. And so I'm using the Plymouth Fury. I don't know if it's Plymouth or Plymouth. I've heard both pronunciations, but as usual, I don't know which one is correct. And I create a lobby set to an open class, so people can choose pretty much whatever car, whichever car they want to use in the race. And I find that most people are going to go for the fastest cars that are available in the game when you create an open class lobby like this. And the challenge consists of either trying to win the race, which I don't think it's going to be possible in this one, or finishing before the timer runs out. For those of you who don't know, once the first player crosses the finish line, you get a 30-second timer for the other people to complete the race. Otherwise, you're going to get a DNF or did not finish status right beside your name in the finishing results. And this car is really quick, really quick, especially so for a car in B class like this one. But uh, it's not good around the corners. As you can see, the other players uh, are way ahead of me already. So I think I'm gonna have a hard time uh, finishing ahead of these guys, or at least keeping up with them, just so that I can finish the race within the timer. But let's see. And this challenge is I always do this challenge around Goliath Circuit. This is the a little this is the track that has a little bit of everything. It has twisty sections, it has long straights, it has sharp corners, it has a little bit of everything, and it's also my favorite track in the game for this reason, and because it's the longest one that's available in Forza Horizon 3. So I usually go with this circuit when I'm doing this type of challenges. So if you guys find that this challenge is fun to watch, I might bring more of these where I get different cars and try to go against other people in open class lobbies just to see how I do against them. And I thought I was my game was gonna freeze up. This is actually the second time that I'm trying to record this video. The first my first attempt, my game crashed while I was in the middle of the race, so I had to reboot the game. And man, these guys are obviously good. They are way ahead. Usually, I'm able to finish these challenges at least within the time limit. I don't, of course, I don't win all of them because it's pretty difficult to do so. But that's what happens when you do this challenge against uh, people that are the same level as you or are faster than you are. And this car, I don't know if you can tell by watching the video, but this car feels really bouncy. It's it's kind of funny because it feels like the car wants to jump around all the time. And sometimes you get the impression that the car is gonna jump at any moment, especially so when you go through certain elevations in the track. And well, I'm not a big fan of old cars, but I figure there are a lot of cars in this game that I haven't tried yet, and I figured that this would be a good opportunity and a fun thing to do as well, so that I could have the chance to drive new cars. This car, I think I have driven it before, I think once or twice, both in online adventures, and I think I have done this challenge with this car um, before. But it's been so long that I've done this challenge, maybe about a year, that I I don't remember exactly how some of these cars handle. Man, that was awful. I should have braked a lot earlier than that. And I'm kind of used to taking these corners way faster than I can with this car, especially so when I'm driving some of the fastest cars in the game. And so you need to readapt yourself and rethink when. Well, of course, I have the suggested line on, but this line shouldn't be followed exactly as it tells you to. There are certain spots where the line tells you to brake, where it can actually take them pretty much flat out, and there are sections where the line doesn't tell you to brake, that you need to brake, otherwise you're gonna miss your corner. So you need to know your track a little bit before uh, doing this sort of thing, and I need to readjust myself and my braking points when I'm using different cars than the ones that I'm used to racing on. That's all good. The first place is almost a minute uh, ahead of me, so that's that's a lot. If I was in, let's say, in an S2 class, that wouldn't be a lot. If the person ahead of me wasn't that fast, that I could probably catch up to them. But since these guys seem to be fast and they're driving faster cars, I have the feeling that I'm not going to be able to finish within the time limit. And as you can see by the by the gap marker on the top right of the screen, they are pretty close to each other. The second place is just 3.4 seconds behind the first place, so they are pretty level when it comes to their uh, skill. Now, this corner here is one that usually throw people off, myself included sometimes. As you can see, I braked just when the line told me to, but I actually had to brake a little bit. I was supposed to brake a little bit earlier than the line told me to, because I missed my turning point. And that's exactly what I was talking about a couple minutes ago. You need to know your way around the track, even with the suggested line on, just so you know when you're supposed to brake, when you're not supposed to brake. And again, I followed the line, but I overshot the corner a little bit. That's all good though. So the first place is consistently increasing the gap. He's almost 80 seconds ahead of me. And I just hit the guardrail. That's not gonna help me. I need to avoid hitting stuff up. Otherwise, I'm gonna run the risk of screwing my race even more than I have already done so. Oh crap, I almost got stuck onto that tree. Alright, so here's a fairly long and straight section. I'm not sure how my car would do against these other two on a straight line. I would assume that the other cars would still be faster because they have better acceleration and probably better top end. Let's see if I can shorten the gap, at least by a couple tenths. This should give me a pretty good indication. Oh, I'm way too fast. I'm way too fast. I need to brake. I need to brake. Oh crap! I'm gonna hit the wall. I'm gonna hit the wall. Oh crap! That wasn't supposed to happen. And yeah, my car isn't that great on a straight line either. We are approaching uh, the last section of the track. We're about, I think, a little bit over 2/3 of the track complete. The guys in front of me, they're probably about to cross the finish line, so the the timer should kick in at any minute right now. And well, they are almost a minute and a half ahead of me. So yeah, at any minute the timer should pop up with about 30 seconds for me to complete, giving me about 30 seconds to complete the race. And yeah, there is the timer. So I have 30 seconds. I'm not gonna be able to complete the race after all. I can guarantee that. Man, but I used to love doing these challenges because it led to so many funny moments. Not funny moments, but fun moments in the race where I actually had to catch up to a lot of people that were just way ahead of me. And yet, I didn't finish the race. I was maybe about 40 seconds uh, away from the finish line, and I obviously didn't stand a chance against these fast guys. But that was a really fun challenge for me to do. So if you're into this kind of stuff, let me know in the comments down below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more Forza Horizon 3 content. Share the video with your friends and on your social media. Helps me out a lot and I really appreciate the help. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are in the description down below or at the beginning of the video. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.